Okay, you guys, so I did get a special request last week to show you how to clean brushes, how I clean my brushes. So, as you can see, I have a huge hefty pile of brushes because I so happen needed to clean my brushes anyway. This is just some of my brushes. This is maybe about half of the brushes I own, maybe about a third of the brushes I own. And as you can see how dirty they are with tons of makeup in them, these desperately need to be cleaned. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how I clean my brushes. Okay, you guys, so this is an ordinary bar of soap. The brand of this soap is Ivory. Ivory soap, just the cheap, the inexpensive, old school bar of soap. I don't use Dove. I don't use those fancy soaps because those soaps, those fancy soaps with the smell good and the moisturizers, it takes so much longer to get the makeup out of the brushes. I don't know why. I've tried brush cleaners. I've tried so many different makeup products to clean my makeup brushes, and it just took so long. It took me years to figure out that an ordinary bar of soap cleans the makeup brushes the quickest and more efficiently. My mom actually gave me that tip. She actually figured that out on a trip, that a bar of soap works, and that was probably about 10 years ago, and we've been doing it ever since. So an ordinary bar of soap, for some reason, the cheaper the soap, the better and the faster it cleans the brushes. Please don't ask me why. Strangest thing. Okay, next thing, extra virgin olive oil. So I like to pour a little bit of this in some sort of bowl. I prefer it to be clear so that I can see the makeup coming out. And you only need a tiny bit. Like, this is probably enough for that big pile of brushes. You don't need this for each brush, but sometimes when you have like these that has like days worth of foundation in it, even with the soap, it's really hard to get this out. So sometimes you just have to barely tap it in there and just kind of wiggle the oil around in the brush and then go back and forth with the bar of soap, and then it comes clean. So let me show you guys how I clean my makeup brushes. Another tip is I like to have the water as hot as you can stand it. The hotter the water, the better the makeup comes out of the brush. We'll start with one of the hardest brushes to clean first. And I have running water. And you want to run the water over here, and then you're literally gonna start working the brush back and forth, and the makeup is coming out. So now you see a lot of the foundation has come out with just the soap, but it's not all out. You see, especially at the base. So what I like to do is take the oil, we dip the brush in the oil, and then we work that oil into the brush. And we're just working that oil in to break up the foundation and loosen it up. You never want to hold your brush like this. When you do that, the water and the oil go down into the barrel, loosens the glue up in your barrel, and it pulls all of your hair out of your brush. Takes about a week to happen, you guys. I know from experience. So you always want to hold your brush downward or this way. You never want to even sit your brush in cups or anything like this. You always want to do them downward or this way, because trust me, all of your hairs will start to come out of your brush. So we're just working that oil through here. Just work the oil and then run it under the water. And you'll still feel the oil in here, and now you want to go back with the soap again, and the rest of the product should come right out.
act a fool when I don't get it. And I'm steady bruising just to save this. But I tricked on your love, now I'm.
And you're gonna keep running your brush through the soap until you see no more makeup appear on the soap. As long as you see makeup appear, that means there's makeup still in here. If you do makeup on clients, you guys, you should wash your brush in between each and every client. You should never use a makeup brush on clients that has never been washed. And if it's your personal brushes that you use on your own face, then you should be washing your brushes about maybe every 3 uses or so. Like after you've used that brush about 3 times, you want to go ahead and wash that brush because it's built up bacteria in that brush and old makeup, and that can cause your skin to break out, you guys. So keep that in mind.
Ooh, my bad, for tripping on you, ripping on you.
So now you can see, as I'm going through the soap, there's no more makeup. No more makeup. So that means this brush is completely clean. So now I'm gonna rinse the rest of the soap out of here.
I put my feelings on safety so I don't go shoot.
And then you just wanna squeeze tight, squeeze all the excess water out of it, because you don't want the brush to dry with a ton of water. So you squeeze as much out as you can. And then you're gonna lay your brush flat on a towel or a paper towel to dry. And as you wash all your brushes, you'll lay them here to dry. And they usually take about a day or 2 to completely dry. You definitely wanna make sure you let them air dry. Okay, so next we're gonna do a small powder brush. And just the same way, through the soap, you see how you see a little bit of the powder, a little bit of the makeup. This one isn't super dirty, but you just want to run it through the soap or rub it through the soap until the soap is clear. So you see now this brush is clean, and we're going to rinse the soap out. And then we're going to squeeze the excess water out. And at the same time, notice even with the last brush, you want to squeeze it out and you're shaping your brush as well. You want to shape it so that when it dries in shape. If you put it up against something like this and sit it to dry, it's going to dry like this, looking like this. So you want to shape it because it's going to dry in the shape that you shape it in.
That's just too bitter for words, don't wanna face it. I think that I'm.
Okay, let's get another really dirty one. We're gonna run it through.
You keep on hitting it, ooh, oh. Maybe it's your love, it's too good to be true. Baby boy, your love got me tripping on you. You know your love is big enough, make me trip on you. It's big enough, got me tripping on you.
There's no more makeup showing up on the soap bar, and sometimes that'll happen. But if you notice, just a little bit of brown in here. So that's gonna be some hard to get out makeup. So we take our oil, just a tiny dot. So just a tiny bit of oil, and we're gonna work that oil in the area that we see the makeup. Just work it in, and then we're gonna go right back into our soap with the oil. And now you see brown. See how that makeup's coming out now? Look at all that makeup. So that olive oil just pulls it out, but keep that oil just on the tips. You don't want that oil to get in that barrel because it's going to ruin your brush. So, getting all that makeup out of there. Now you see how it's just clear, no makeup. And now we're gonna rinse the soap out, and we're shaping the brush too. We're shaping the brush because we want to dry in that good shape. It's completely clean now. No makeup anywhere. And we're gonna lay it flat to dry. So I'm just gonna clean the rest of my brushes.
My bad for tripping on you, tripping on you. My bad for tripping on you, tripping on you. My bad for tripping on you, tripping on you.
Cause I've been where you are. You're too scared to show me love. Cause too fresh with the scars. Well, I don't have the answers.